The English Derby has been held every year since 1780. And this is the horse with the largest winning margin. It's June 3, 1981. The winner of the 202nd edition by 10 lengths is Shergar. On its own, the Derby win is so dominant that it's a flashpoint in sporting history. The highlight comes in two contrasting parts. And the second part is so hideous, so sad, that even 4 decades on, the mystery of this champion's fate haunts the racing industries of England and Ireland. Shergar was bred in Ireland by one of racing's wealthiest owners, the Aga Khan. He had a prominent white blaze and 4 white feet. Breeding folklore suggests that this is usually an unreliable look. But Shergar had speed to burn and could stay all day. The colt won his first start as a 2-year-old when ridden by 11-time champion jockey Lester Piggott, who also rode him into second place at his next start when second in the Group 1 Futurity Stakes. Shergar was then spelled, and the best judges expected him to blossom into a top 3-year-old stayer. Piggott was keen to ride him, but trainer Michael Stout had appointed 19-year-old whiz kid Walter Swinburne as his stable rider and promised him first choice of rides. Many expected Stout to cave under pressure and give the Derby mount on Shergar to Piggott. But in the lead-up races, Swinburne and Shergar were in harmony. A 10-length win at Sandown and a 12-length win at Chester convinced Stout and the Aga Khan that Swinburne was the man. Even if his baby-faced looks led the Fleet Street press to nickname him the Choir Boy. England racing's biggest day. Lester Piggott was aboard the second favourite, Shot Corner, hooked him 3 wide, ready for an explosive assault.
Those are the first 7 as they come down Tattenham Hill and turn at Tattenham Corner. And they're at Tattenham Corner now, and Shergar, moving sweetly on the outside, takes up the running. On the far side, Riveretta on the rails, but Shergar is the leader with 3 furlongs to go. He's gone 2 lengths clear of Silver's Season, and he's opened the Derby. Michael Phillips won with ridiculous ease.
Shergar was hailed the greatest Derby winner in the rear.
There's only 1 horse in it. You need a telescope to see the rest. They have a furlong to go.
BBC race caller Peter Bromley's inspired call of Shergar's Derby captured perfectly the astonishment of those at Epsom Downs to see the colt smash his opposition. Shergar went on to win the Irish Derby and the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Diamond Stakes, both by 4 lengths. But the long season had taken its toll, and when he performed poorly in the St. Leger Stakes, the Aga Khan immediately retired him. He was sent here, to Ballymoney Stud in County Kildare, Ireland. Shergar was syndicated for £10 million with 40 shares at £250,000 each, 6 of which the Aga Khan kept himself. Shergar had 1 season at stud and was being prepared for his second when on the night of February 8, 1983, at least 6 armed men opened the unlocked gate, drove up to the house of the head groom Jim Fitzgerald and marched him at gunpoint to Shergar's stable, where the stallion was loaded into a horse box and driven away. Fitzgerald was released on a country road 4 hours later, but while some shareholders and 2 government ministers were alerted to the theft of the nation's most famous horse, it would be almost 8 hours before anyone phoned the police. Crucial time lost. The gang demanded £2 million for Shergar's safe return, but negotiations were erratic, chaotic, and played out in public. The hunt for Shergar was led by Chief Superintendent James Murphy, whose thick Irish brogue, trilby hat, and willingness to front the cameras made him a media favourite. Asked about clues, Murphy, nicknamed Spud, famously responded, "A clue? That is something we do not have." And this
And have you got any leads at all now? Are you any further ahead than you were yesterday?
I regret to say that I'm not.
The human faces of this unfolding tragedy were the staff at Ballymoney, epitomised by Shergar's groom, Liam Foley.
Very hard to describe.
Do you think he could be dead?
I don't know. I don't honestly know. I hope not.
What would you say to those people who have him?
Just keep him well, keep him okay, keep him right, that's all I can say.
Send him back?
I'll send him back in one piece. Keep him exercising that, you know, keep a bit of exercise into him.
What sort of animal is he? Is he a good temperament?
Very good. His temperament is brilliant. Great temperament he has.
Could he be looked after easily by people who didn't have a considerable knowledge of horses?
Very easy, I'd say. He was a horse that you could bring him anywhere, do anything.
People here must be very upset.
Very upset. It's a terrible thing to happen.
In fact, it is now accepted that the gang did not know how to look after the horse. The Aga Khan and the 34 other syndicators were urged not to pay any ransom for fear the precedent would endanger other horses throughout the land. But they continued to negotiate until 4 days after the kidnap, the thieves stopped making contact. It is now widely held that Shergar was shot within days of his capture and his body dumped in the bogs of County Leitrim, about 150 kilometers northwest of Ballymoney. Those claims were made in 1998 by Sean O'Callaghan, a former member of the Irish Republican Army who published an autobiography, The Informer. The IRA was suspected from early in the investigation, and although it has never claimed responsibility, there seems little doubt. More than 40 years on from his sensational win in the Derby, Shergar's remains have not been found. The other central figures to that Derby win, the Aga Khan, trainer Michael Stout, and jockey Walter Swinburne, would combine 3 years later to claim the 1986 Epsom Derby with Shahrastani. A triumph tinged with more than a little sadness. The Aga Khan continued to run breeding operations in Ireland and went on to win the Derby a total of 5 times, the last 3 with different trainers. Michael Stout also won the Derby 5 times, was 10 times champion trainer of Great Britain, trained for Queen Elizabeth, and in 1998 became Sir Michael Stout. Walter Swinburne, the choir boy, grew into an outstanding international jockey. He won the Derby 3 times among numerous big race wins in England, Ireland, France, and the USA. But he faced a constant struggle with weight, leading to bulimia and alcohol issues. A near-fatal fall in Hong Kong in 1996 left him in a coma for 4 days and was blamed for the onset of epilepsy. He retired in 2000 and had modest success as a trainer. In 2016, at the age of 55, he died after falling from a bathroom window, the coroner ruling the death accidental. It was said Swinburne was only ever truly happy in the saddle, and if that was so, then this was his happiest day. Shergar's 1981 Derby was a story so rich in triumph and ultimately so very tragic.
Thanks for watching. For more great content on all the major stories in world sport, make sure you hit the subscribe button.